Just like Doctor Who 2025, we overpromised and then went on a short hiatus, and now we're back with something that people didn't ask for, because this isn't Doctor Who Series 3. This is the war between the land and the sea.
Maybe we should do that then. We're like, okay, season 3 next, and we come out with, like, Sarah Jane, and then Class.
We're zigging and zagging. It's
Yeah.
crazy. No, this show did have potential because Torchwood Season 3 was taken over by Russell T Davies and is touted as some of the best television. Well, you haven't got to it yet, so we'll be doing that.
I've heard good things.
But what did you think of The War Between the Land and the Sea?
Honestly, it was all right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd bother if it wasn't Doctor Who, though. But
no.
It's only 2 episodes.
And, there's a few things I'm like, it's getting a bit repetitive. This isn't getting too involved. How is this going to progress from beyond the premise of wrong guy in the right place, which we'll get into it. It's a fun premise that I don't think they really explore fully.
Yeah.
They want this guy to be competent, but also not. It's just this weird in between they've got him in.
That's my major thing, is where are we going? Because it is a bit of a simple premise. It's what if the Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, but for 5 episodes instead of 2, and what if they were from the sea?
On any Doctor Who premise involving aliens coming to Earth, like, what if we actually went, what actually would happen?
Yeah.
And it would be the whole world government. How involved is Russell here, sorry?
He is the showrunner and creator.
He's the showrunner and creator?
Yes. He wrote the first episode. Pete McTighe wrote the rest of it, but...
Which is kind of a showrunnery.
A lot of people want Pete McTighe for the next showrunner because of that. So I think if he proves himself in this, some people might be like, okay.
And who's Pete McTighe?
He wrote Lucky Day.
Okay.
He wrote Praxeus. That's the thing. People have been touting him as the next showrunner, but he has written some absolute shit episodes.
The systems aren't the problem.
And he seems to be obsessed with climate change. Like, fair enough, because in this, but Praxeus from the Jodie Whittaker era was, what if plastic was an alien and tried to kill everyone?
Humans have flooded this planet with plastics that can't be fully broken down, so much so that you're ingesting microparticles whether you know it or not.
So it's like, the man loves plastic on Earth, I guess.
Well, if I think about the show too much, I like it less, which is probably the mark of it maybe not being as good, that when you actually sit down and break it down, you're like, oh, hang on a minute.
So basic premise is, like I said, it's Cold Blood, Hungry Earth, but 5 episodes. It's what if the Sea Devils, but we can't call them Sea Devils anymore because we're better than that, I believe is the quote the general says.
We call them Sea Devils, but we're better than that now.
Which, in fairness, a species came out of the ocean and everyone was like, Sea Devils.
Sea Devil.
And the Doctor's like, yeah, we'll call them Sea Devils.
That actor lives in, like, suits. He played the Commissioner, the Joker, Poisons in The Dark Knight.
Did he also do a fake American accent there too?
Yep.
Okay. Because he's not great at it.
Yeah, because he's actually incredibly English. And I just saw him on watching Industry, and he crops up in Industry, and he's English in that, wearing a suit. I'm like going, I'm pretty sure this fella's only ever wore suits when he's acting.
It's the most Doctor Who part of this is that the accents that are trying to be American are terrible. But Sea Devils come out of the ocean, and they're like, hey, we're sick of your shit, humans.
Homo Aqua.
Homo Aqua, which doesn't make sense.
Because they were officially called the Sea Devils in the previous...
Yeah, that's all they were ever called. Although...
But they didn't identify themselves as Sea Devils. They were just called that.
Yeah.
So we just called them, I don't know, Jesus, just say Atlanteans. Like, who cares?
I was thinking like Aquarians or something.
Yeah.
Homo Aqua sounds clunky and stupid, which again makes it very Doctor Who-y. It's like that it's just weird.
Childish.
Yeah, they want to do peace talks with humans because we need a show to happen. That's the main premise. But then our intro to the world in true Russell T Davies fashion is quite good. Like, he's very good at just getting an everyman.
I mean, in terms of all that stuff, it's the most engaged I've been in anything Doctor Who in a long, long time. And actually, I mean, we said it even looking at the trailer. This looks like a show.
It looks cinematic.
Like, we actually have lighting choices. The thing that I noted down on my phone, I was like, unit suddenly looks cool. Like, turns out just having a different lighting. They got rid of the fucking robot, and they've got like the Egyptian stuff, like it looks like in the background.
The lady with the trident.
Yeah, like the idea that they may be surrounded by things they've picked up.
Yeah, or a little bit like MI5-y. Like,
that's it. The vibe of Unit felt dangerous. It felt weird. Like when you've got your main character going, who works for them? Shit, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Like, that's someone who works for them.
It's weird because they still made it feel incompetent because, like, Russell Tovey, Alonso. You may recognize him from such things as Doctor Who.
Alonso! Did he meet the Doctor as this character? No, because I was like, it feels like something they would have done.
But like half the cast from this show has also been in Doctor Who, but like as different characters.
Yeah, I even feel like we were just talking about the bad American accent guy has cropped up in Doctor Who. I think he's been in it too,
yeah.
As something. Even felt the American newscaster was the same.
She is, yeah.
She is?
Yeah, Trinity Wells. Yeah, she popped up in 2005 as well. So
That's what I'm saying, yeah, because Russell loves to lean on world news.
A lot.
Yeah, it's like, God. I get it.
So, Alonso, also known as Barclay Pierre Dupont, because he is Scottish and French, I think. He is our everyman. He's our Rose. He's our Gwen. He's a very nice, likable guy, but he's accidentally there.
He's the transport guy who just books the taxis, essentially. He's only level 10. I thought it was interesting because the guy has got in shape, the actor.
He's much broader.
I know him he's in Being Human as a werewolf.
Yep, he was Twinkie. He was hit on by Captain Jack back in season 3 or 4.
That's it. Because he was in charge of the Titanic, wasn't he?
Yes.
And then you go my way, Alonso, or that's...
Yeah, so I assume knowing Russell, he'll be like, future.
I actually think this is one where they won't give a shit.
Well, they barely even mention the Doctor, so I wouldn't be shocked if they wanted this to somehow be like a sleeper thing, but basically, Barclay gets himself involved by accident because he was marked on HR as the replacement, which is like funny because it's like, haha, he's not supposed to be here. But also, United Nations Intelligence Task Force is supposed to be the most legit thing in the world, like outside of the government, everything. But they're incompetent still.
And they also give in to, no offense, a bit of nepotism. I mean,
100%.
Did Kate Lethbridge Stewart inherit the role? Did she earn it from the ground up?
There's something in a couple of series ago where she like outright says like, I work to get where I am. And it's like, but we never saw that. We just like, she just appeared one day.
If you did work hard, your dad used to be in charge, your dad founded it.
Yeah.
Your foot was in the door already,
Yeah,
mate.
We love Kate, but like, you can't not be a little bit nepo there.
You are a nepo baby, Kate.
And yeah, incompetent. Probably because the HR manager was a kid that Kate hired because Kate loves hiring kids.
Or maybe it was during the week where the social media guy attacked them.
Oh, actually, we forgot the cold open because we open on fishermen in somewhere
very Godzilla,
Spanish or whatever. Yeah, they shoot a Homo Aqua,
and they look like pirates. We could say they're on the seas. We're in Australia, so we had to yo ho ho for this one.
We paid our license fee. We paid our...
Oh, yeah, that's it. We actually, the whole time...
We definitely paid our license fee.
We're actually in England and we pay our license fee.
Barclay rocks up there because they needed him because he was replacing that one guy. It doesn't super make sense.
You think he's competent for a second?
Yes.
Like, which I quite like, is that when he's with his family, his...
ex-wife and
child's mother...
We'll talk about that too.
He seems like a competent dad. It was my first, oh no, was when the fellow with the iPad's like, this looks cool, right? I thought, oh God, that's shit. But then he goes, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I thought, okay, that's interesting. I would have maybe wanted to have hit it more. Like, I don't know, the idea that he's presenting himself like he's competent in the moment when no one's looking, he's like, oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
And it's not so much that he wants to lie to people, it's just he's too awkward to say
why
it.
does he keep going on these missions?
He's a confusing character because we didn't get to know him before. We don't know his day-to-day. We don't know anything about that because this starts in Media Res, where basically like he gets a phone call in the middle of the night, he's got to go. Yeah. So we do think he's Black Ops. So it works well for us. But I feel like you could have had both. We could have seen him interacting with his family more. Because even 2 episodes in, I don't super get who Barclay is. Like,
no.
He shifts between the awkward to the very passionate about climate change to competent family man.
And is he doing this because he's liking that he's getting his child's approval?
Well, originally he tells the general, hey, I'm actually not supposed to be here. You guys fucked up. And he's like, turns out we do need a witness from the general population. We're going to sign you up. Very weak, but they're cramming this into 45 minutes because the BBC is incompetent. I don't know. They don't know how to do hour-long things for some reason. Everything needs to be 45 minutes. And I wouldn't be shocked if we find by the end of this season, it could have used an extra 15 minutes per episode.
They go to like, I don't know where it is. It feels like...
We're calling it Spain.
It had like a good scale to it. Like, I'll give
the
it
whole
that.
Show.
Visually, it's the prettiest Doctor Who's look just because they aren't lighting the shit out of it.
I'll talk about that. Yeah, so basically, They decide to actually shoot this instead of just lighting the fuck out of it and shooting
Move
it
the
for social
camera
media.
a little bit too.
The camera won't stop moving. There's a hotel shot in episode 2 where it's just constantly flying around the room.
And the one take where the government man goes into his house.
Turns out people can act when you let them actually like do more than 3 lines before you cut away. It's shot, as far as I can tell, maybe on the Red cameras, so Red Komodo X and a Red Raptor, which are relatively new. They are smaller than what Doctor Who is shot on, and they are better in certain lighting conditions. But I don't know if that would completely warrant a full change. But it is weird because it's still shot by Bad Wolf. Like, Bad Wolf is still the production company, which means they're hiring everyone. Like, they are in charge.
So it's just because they went, wow, 5 episodes, same people, like there's less locations.
Real life locations. They don't have to build sets. They can just be like, oh, let's get the biggest hotel room in London.
Because they must know when they're looking at Doctor Who going, Jesus. Surely, I mean, they're
I
professional
don't
people.
know. It's true though. The new series does look worse than 2005. We went over that
Which
in
is
our other
madness.
videos. Like, yeah, because it's shot without intention. It seems like they just light everything up because then you don't have to move the lights. You can just move the camera and everything is always soft and you're like, cool, it's fine. But that's not how film ever worked. Like, It can't be just because they're using different cameras. But the creative team is also basically the same. Like, the producers are all the same.
Interesting.
Pete McTighe wrote Lucky Day, which I guess had one cool sequence in Lucky Day. Do you remember how Ruby was telling the story about the hunting thing that was coming for them, and they like did that transition? Maybe he does bring a little bit of source to the script, and then that's carried through to the director. But anyway, it looks way more cinematic, basically, to the point where like people are talking directly down the barrel of the camera for like epic moments. The makeup looks better.
Yeah, because you think even to the 60th anniversary with David Tennant, even that stuff didn't look great. Like, it
was still very flat, very green screen.
And it's just crazy that I don't know, it feels like it's a creative choice of this meant to feel more grounded.
Yes.
So because they wanted to feel more grounded, they've allowed themselves to be good at their jobs.
But it's also just Torchwood again. Like, it's like Russell seems to have a switch where it goes either Doctor Who or gritty.
I wouldn't mind if Doctor Who was like this for
This
his
would
run.
have gotten people in.
A slightly more serious, like the same way Eccleston was slightly more serious.
Yes.
We maybe could have went again, like, what's the new serious?
Yeah, I guess maybe as soon as he decided he was going with the gods and fairy tales, you couldn't blend that with like a gritty style.
It's crazy to think that all these people are going in the back of their head. If only the Doctor was here. But then I'm imagining Shooty Gatwa coming in going, babes, oh my God, your children died. I'm so sorry.
It's true though.
And it would kill the tension. He's a tension hole, that Doctor.
I'd kind of love to see it if you just swapped Russell Tovey with the Doctor. And like you just had fight, but you take away all the stuff.
That's
no
it.
TARDIS, no anything, and the problem's political. Like in Hungry Earth, he can't just point a stick and go like
Because
wheel.
in the old days of Doctor Who, this would have been just a
Yeah,
serial.
he
It would
didn't
have been a
have anything.
9-episode serial.
He would have been knocked out for like half it probably and like split up. But
And I wouldn't be surprised if at one point maybe this was an idea for Doctor Who, where the Doctor would serve as the ambassador. I mean, canonically, he's the president in world danger. So maybe they'd reinstate his presidency for this situation.
yeah, it's definitely better that it isn't the Doctor because he would at least
He'd
the
fix
current
it all.
would drag it. Yeah, but that being said, also it is it's not a strong premise.
It isn't, and it's with it. This is what they've went with, not unit while the Doctor's away. And all the fun sciencey characters that are inspired by the Doctor. It's not like the Unit show or like the Torchwood show.
Yeah.
It's a very specific, the war between land and sea, which sounds like a bad romantasy as like a title.
Romantasy.
Romantasy, thank you. That's very good. That was an alley-oop right there, Dan.
But it really is just like, it feels like Pete McTighe wanted to do another climate change story, and this is where they ended up. But it doesn't have as much of a drive as Children of Earth. Have I ever explained Children of Earth to you? Children of Earth is the series 3 of Torchwood, and basically there's an alien threat and a lot of people will die unless there's a big moral decision made by the government.
Right.
And like Torchwood is like stepping in, so there's a lot of morality. Whereas with this, what morality? It's like, okay, we don't want to kill the fish people, and yes, we want to get rid of pollution. Like, we agree.
What if you personified the ocean?
Pretty much,
So all of a sudden, if you're told by the ocean, why are you fucking me over? If you continue to do this, I'm going to kill
I'll
you.
fight back. Yep.
It's basically what this is.
Yeah.
And we've got a I mean, when you think about it, like, it's all based around them going away and then coming back into the grand room, which looks really cool. The way they broke the cracks in the wall.
I love the visual, and I love that they refill it every day, because it's like the Stargate opening. Like, it's a big whoosh, but instead you get your main character Barclay there, and then the tank fills up, and then they enter. Go to SeaWorld.
She can walk out of there, or they can walk out of there. Like, so why don't they just hop out the river and walk in?
They say in universe, they're like, it was the first thing decreed by the Homo Aqua. Like, they wanted it, but I know they just wanted that visual. They just wanted that set. And they then wrote a way to make it happen, but instead of doing it interestingly, they just said make them hop out of the water. But like, even if they needed to stay in the water so the other fish could watch, go to a sea parks. I know England has a sea parks because of IT Crowd.
Just meet them at the beach.
That would work too. Less cinematic. It does look very cool, and I understand exactly why they did it, but it's stupid. And also, it empties into the Thames, but the water is crystal clear so that we can see the other fish in there. But then a big portion of the second episode is that they want to prove that humans are destroying the ocean, so go drink a glass from the Thames. Oh, I can't. I'll get E. coli and die. Is that true? Is it that bad?
I don't know.
I know it's not blue.
I haven't been there for a while.
True.
But
it's very similar to our river, in fairness, like the old brown snake is what we call it here.
You wouldn't drink from the Brisbane River.
But I don't think I'd get E. coli and die immediately.
That's what I thought too. I thought surely you could, but who knows?
Whereas Scientist in Wheelchair number 1, and that is their official title, because we do have Scientist in Wheelchair number 2.
Yes,
it has to be said. I don't care, but it has to be said that it's an interesting choice to make both of your smartest scientists have disability, right?
Okay,
it's a Russell. Let's do it. Let's go into it. We mean no offense, honest to God.
The history of it. And once again, I hate that we're talking about it only because Russell, to people who looked at the interviews, went on a big old tirade about it.
Yeah.
But instead of just saying, it's only a comic relief special, so we can't get Davros in the chair, so he's just going to be walking around, he instead made it a virtue signalling. No more wheelchair Davros, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, we can't make wheelchair people
and
evil.
Wheelchairs or disabilities are always related to evil people in media. So we're going to fix that. No more disabled people who are evil, only good disabled people.
Even though Russell made John Lumick be in a wheelchair and be the cyber leader, he made I'm Max from the Titanic episode be an evil head in a jar.
But that was before he learnt the lesson. So then we've had the funny thing of wheelchairs with jetpacks, wheelchairs with the Segway with machine gun.
Which wouldn't work in this world at all.
That's it. It's because now already in this version of it, it would be stupid if she had a missile. Wheelchair people can only be in rooms, not moving, talking science stuff.
Yes.
Because the whole point of it's meant to be, just because the character's in the wheelchair doesn't mean they can't be anything. You're absolutely right, but they're only people in stationary positions who are scientists.
Yeah.
And yet, the fact that there's two disabled
that's
people...
every scientific advisor we've had then too.
Yeah, it is so far.
Again, we'll just point it out, but... First thing that happens in the show is Barclay gets his phone call, then he runs to his child's room and has some semi-clunky dialogue. They are my child. It's very obvious that that's where they're going. And then the flag for the rest of it. The mum has a diabetes puck on herself.
Maybe the actress is just diabetic.
Completely possible. It's just interesting that it's
the
second and third people we meet.
It's a very BBC show. It's very diverse.
But that's pretty much where it ends.
It must be really nice for both those actors to be in a role in which them being disabled is not a thing.
Yes,
it's not,
it isn't mentioned
because in Sex Education, it's a part of his character.
Yes.
And I don't know what the actress has or hasn't appeared in before. But you get the sense that when you're disabled, most of your roles are about you being disabled.
Yeah.
So it must be really nice to just be a character, which is great. And so far they're not really characters; they're just spouting information. We aren't going to be getting character arcs from them in these 5 episodes. They're just going to be spouting information.
Yeah, they're to make unit look full.
But the first episode, Barclay rocks up in Spain or Qualto Maltese, whatever you want to call it. We got C person here, load of shit. How sad is it? He does a little. I thought that's where he's done the little Catholic thing,
but awkwardly because he's I'm not even Catholic. I don't even know why I did that.
The fact that he showed respect to a fallen Aqua, Homo Aqua.
When they bring that back, they make it. I don't know. It again feels clunky. We have 45 minutes to tell this story.
Yeah.
So I choose him, and the camera zooms in on the one guy that was is our main character.
With him.
Me?
Because our sexy fish lady has chosen him because we need the show to happen.
There's a version of it where, where maybe the first 10, 15 minutes of the episode are what we think of the main characters, and he's just some clunky guy in the background. And then he goes, we want him. And then you go like, that's me. You're probably how I got into the situation. And then 24 hours earlier.
It does punch into it quite quickly because, like, before the end of the first episode, he's been selected.
It's the funny, like, voice crackling. Oh, okay.
It was a good delivery.
It was good. He's a good actor.
But again, it's weird because, like, I don't know him well enough, and, like, I see him confident half the time and non-confident. So by the end of the 5 episodes, I'm sure I'll know exactly who he is.
I get the choice of people. I like that. People are different at home as they are at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. 2 soldiers die because the Sea Devils, Sodja, they aren't real. I'll call them what I want to call them.
I'm okay with it.
The Atlanteans liquefy the ground, leaving them to sink as revenge for the random fishermen, I should say, for chucking in the plastic and killing their person.
Yes, but it again feels a little Doctor Who-y. Like, it's kind of horrific that they get trapped under the ground, and when he's like radioing for them, and he's like, "Oh fuck, they're in the room with me. They're captured under the earth." But all it did was make me think of Hungry Earth with Matt Smith, where they have the sinkhole and everyone gets sucked. Did he just want to recreate that? It does go from like super gritty drama to suddenly Doctor Who quite often.
And then they appear, one person appears, and they're doing the translation conversation thing.
It was a pretty good scene, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
it was. It was tenser than I think you would think.
I was into it.
But then again, because my brain is just making connections here, it's the Sycorax from David Tennant's first episode, the translation scene where they're like doing the translation. So we know it exists in universe, but it was just a very similar scene, and it's also more tense than you would think. So it's like maybe Russell was just really good at writing like translation scenes between aliens and humans.
True. Then they say, like, because it's said that in 2020, some kind of earthquake happened or something happened undersea, which brought them out of their race hibernation.
They spout a bunch of shit. Like, honestly,
How
lot
did
of
the Doctor even interact with them then? Or was it millions of years ago?
different species. The way they explain it with Silurians as well is the Silurians look different in the Matt Smith era to back in Classic Who, because they're different genuses. So it's basically different groups were trapped in different areas of the Earth and like different seismic disturbances free certain people.
For millions of years.
Maybe. A lot of it's technobabble and like news reports. It seems to fill in time / to skip over stuff because like why do anything interesting when you can show news footage of like Atlantis coming out of the ocean in a bunch of places?
Or the coral. It looked cool with the coral. It looked
But like, what are their powers? Why can they control coral?
Why can they plastic fall from the sky? Like,
yes, let's talk about that. So episode 2 is called The Plastic Apocalypse, and it's a lot more of the same. It's the whole thing basically takes place in we'll call it the courtroom. And Barclay is like, hey, we said we're going to fix climate change, give us till 2060. And then she says, no, that sucks. What if we do it now? And he's like, oh, we would love to do it now. And she's like, do you want to do it now? And he's like, we would love to. And there's like really tense music. It's actually, again, a tense scene. Like I need to look up the director because they're doing a very good job, honestly, considering it is Doctor Who spin-off shows. Like I expected them not to try this hard.
I think the best case scenario is this is a well-liked cult.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's one of the better spin-offs of Doctor Who. It'll always be stuck on Doctor Who.
Yeah, the best Doctor Who you've never heard of.
And then she says, cool, we'll start the depollutioning now. And then suddenly it starts raining plastic. But plastic isn't threatening, so they also have to make it rain the Titanic and anchors. And
anything that's in this ocean that shouldn't be there.
Even though I think fish love the Titanic. Like, because I know we destroyed a bunch of coral and that's on us. And then we made some man-made coral that then they like adopted. But I don't think fish are mad at the Titanic. They were probably mad before it happened. But also it does make it more threatening because raining plastic bottles isn't cool. But then everyone becomes a moron because everyone is like standing in the street while there's plastic raining on top of them. They're not getting into cars.
Yeah, they're running around.
The family is trapped out there with their driver. And he's like veering between cars. But everyone's a moron because this is, again, suddenly becomes Doctor Who. And everyone's like, what do we do? Like, undercover buildings exist. Go inside.
The leader of the Sea Devil, when they get annoyed, they become a male.
Yes. Okay. Yep. I mean, frogs can turn to different sexes.
Not on the fly.
No, not that
Obviously,
quickly.
it's not that big of a deal. It's a walking, talking fish.
And I don't know if it's going to come back or matter.
It just felt like an interesting, like, little addition.
Yeah, it was like, hey, I'm going to be threatening now, so I'm going to turn into a boy, which is very the boys Gen V.
Then I'm sure people might go, oh, what? So the calm, reasonable version's the woman, but then the angry version has to be a man.
It's giving particular people fuel that I don't know they needed, like trans fish.
It could annoy anyone.
So I hope it comes back, and I hope it isn't just like a random thing. Because, like, she could have puffed up like a fucking puffer. Do we think we're going Shape of Water territory?
Yeah.
You think he's going to fuck the fish? Because they literally said there are 7 fish approaching, 4 of the same kind,
This one's
2 of a
different.
different kind, and then a single blue one at the end. What if she's hot? Oh no. I don't like the way she walks. Let's talk about Salt. Her name is Salt, by the way.
Her name is Salt.
I don't like the way she walks.
Why is it Salt?
She's like, because her actual tongue would be like,
It's like Paddington Bear.
Salt, one with the ocean. But I don't like, she walks like a robot, which I don't love. But then it turns out there is a creature choreographer in the credits. And I'm like, you fucked up, buddy. Like, you make him feel like fish.
But the interesting plot point is that Barclay's been chosen because he showed kindness. Yeah. So even though there's other people who are more qualified for that position, the wording is, which I thought was an interesting line, you showed humanity, you showed passion. I'm like, but you don't like
Compassion.
humans.
But
Yeah,
yes.
but you don't like humans.
Yes. Although translated, humanity doesn't mean being human. It's like the best of humanity, I guess.
Sure, maybe. Maybe because they're a unique person who's a bit human. I think is what we're going to go with. They're part human.
Another reason they bring out the 4 different sea devils and then the 2 very fish-looking ones and then the hot one. Because back in Classic Who and even Jodie Whittaker's era, they have the original sea devil design.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, different genus. We can say whatever we want because different genus. The real reason is he's probably going to have to fuck the fish and we don't want it to look like a sea devil. We want it to... I don't love the design. I think a lot of it is really good. I like when she gets mad, she flares up.
Yeah.
I think I just need the nose gone.
Yeah, maybe.
I think because you have the human
Why would
mouth,
you have a nose if you breathe on them? But then the whole point is that she can breathe.
but you have very human teeth. True, she does breathe in the flower and it is very nasally and the others all like pick it up from her because they're all intertwined.
They're all yeah.
Which is just like a weird side. Like the scientists are sitting in a room going, how are these fish communicating with each other? We must figure it out. We know it's the little pearl in their neck. We also don't give a shit. Like that's not
it's
the
not
interesting part of what we're doing. But it's to give Unit something to do because Unit's doing nothing except having Kate go, stick to the script.
Yeah.
Which is where your point of, if we think about it too much, it starts to fall apart. But again, we're 2 episodes in.
What's interesting about Kate Lethbridge is that she is dating her head of
Ibrahim.
security. Ibrahim.
You mean Captain No Chemistry?
You'll probably delete this. Captain definitely gay.
Oh no, the entire Doctor Who Twitter community agrees. That is a gay man. That is a very gay man. Like in universe, so we can say whatever we want. Like I don't know what the actor does, but that is a gay man that Russell T Davies is like, you and Kate are dating now. And he's like, I don't want that. And he's like, you are dating
So then
now.
it feels like it probably would be a HR problem that you're dating your head of security. I know, like, but my point being is, why am I learning about this?
It was hinted at in Doctor Who.
It was.
And it was cringe then, and no one wanted it. And then they kept like forcing it, but because it's a family show, they weren't going to like do it. But in this is the gritty drama, so now we're going to do it. If it comes up that it is a HR nightmare and that Kate isn't perfect and like we do a thing, if we do a thing, I'll be like, okay, it was worth it.
But if that's just a bullshit thing.
If it's just a, hey, Doctor Who, they flirted and now they're banging, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Nepotism strikes again at Unit.
Legitimately.
Maybe he's not good at his job and she just raised him to
He's
that
the
position.
head.
And then we have the other subplot with the government man manipulating
An immigrant, yeah.
who is taking information.
Who is taking tissue samples of the dead babies of Salt. Salt gave her dead babies as a gift. And, like, that was a symbolic gesture. She didn't actually mean, take my babies.
The French secret journalist has leaked stuff.
Oh, well, she took the photo and then they banned her. But then basically there's an evil conglomerate of a white guy that owns a bunch of businesses that wants to pollute the ocean. And he's like, this is going to suck.
But has a positive relationship with his wife. They go to show that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Oh, hello, darling. How
And
are
a
you?
really bad actress, I'm so sorry, I know you were just an extra, that took his bag, but it just felt like she was like, don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera. She's on screen for like half a second, I'm so sorry, darling. But it made me
No, I
giggle.
had that when Kate Lethbridge Stewart comes in and her boyfriend's pretending to be like, oh, it's a very serious time. There's an extra, a bloke, just kind of like lazily like slipping it down the actual boss of the whole thing is right there. The important person's there. He was having a casual walk by. If that was me walking by and I saw like, I don't know, the Prime Minister of Australia.
Yeah.
I'd be
You'd
like,
look in.
shit,
Yeah.
that's the Prime Minister.
I love that in film and TV when couples are arguing at a table. I like it when people are like looking but not looking.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
You
When
would.
when they just ignore it, I'm like, nah, immersion broken. People
Yeah.
would be like, what the fuck?
So Barclay becomes that. They tell him just to read off the script that we've got experts, we've prime ministers and kings, and every single word has been. I'm like, oh wow, and then it's like, hey, how are you today? It's like, wow, we really came up with it.
It's made worse by when Kate is calling out like subsection B, use this line, like pre-prep lines, and she's memorized them all, but then they're not good lines.
And this isn't being televised, but the child will reads the transcripts or
I
something.
think so.
They are like, I think you're so cool, Dad,
Yeah.
because you said the world is fucked, isn't it?
When he got really passionate, that also took me out. He got too passionate.
Yeah, he's like, I really think I'm making a deal. I'm history here, aren't I? I'm like, well, I never really got the sense that he felt too, other than just, the typical things of, you talked about, people say fridging to motivate. My also least favourite thing is just like, divorcee dad. It's such a...
It's tropey.
Yeah, it's a lean on like he has a bad relationship with his kids. Like, okay, but then he doesn't. He gets on sort of fine with everyone.
It does feel like it's to give him something.
Yeah, like other than just him being a regular family man.
Yeah, because he is the everyman. We got to give him a little something.
The big thing episode 2 is that the salt, like on top of like we want pollution to end and all that, is no sea travel, no air travel of any kind. And that's when all the world leaders who shouldn't even be talking are
They all
like,
have mics though.
hang the fuck on. Like they like everyone gets annoyed, which is fair. And I'm here going, yeah, come on, like Homo Aqua, you need to be a bit more reasonable here.
Like the ocean is too far, but also I get it. When she says the air, I'm like, bitch.
Even river travel, they can't even.
Yeah, that's mostly land. Come on, there's land under
there's some
it.
poor fucker, in a canal boat in the Cotswolds who's like,
He still can't pay it off. He's like, fuck. They do go too far, and I think that's weird because they didn't need to do air. She says the air above the water is also the water, and I'm like, I know, but we saw the big old boat a couple of years back got stuck in a Panama Canal.
Yes.
Fucked everything up.
yes,
If you take away water, that already fucks us up. You don't also need to take away air travel. Like the air travel seemed like they wanted to escalate it because it doesn't sound good enough. But you could just have someone like this is post Panama Canal. Just
then
be
we're
like,
going to go to war over this.
yeah. Well, I hope so. It's called the War Between.
Are the Homo Aqua one united people of the same exact opinion and thoughts? Because all we see is a worldwide thing of coral mushroom things coming out the ground and somehow still dripping with water no matter how high they get. Although everyone's agreed the meeting's going to happen in London. So they aren't having separate meetings in New York or China. They've all agreed that London's where the meet would be happening.
Yes.
Because UNIT began the conversation.
Because it's the United Nations Intelligence
Okay, well
Task
then,
Force.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough then.
So they just decide. I guess the way Geneva is in Geneva.
Sure. So Salt is the ambassador of this people.
I think so, because they do say, we will talk is one of the things they say, and because they're all listening from Pearl.
So they're not nations. They're just one united people.
Yeah,
It's what,
maybe they'll
it's
go
what I'm
into
interested
it,
in them
yeah.
explaining it, because I know that would complicate the story and all that. But then also it seems like a simplicity in order to keep the story simple. Is that they're all one united people with the same opinion.
Yeah, because they're better than us.
Which is a bit boring, to be honest. But
It is, but also I guess it depends what the show is about.
how deep do you want to go into this?
Because we still don't know what the show's about.
No, we don't.
We know what they're doing, but like,
the world isn't going to end.
what is the resolution?
Yeah, because is it more for the next 3 episodes? Is it more because now he has to go have a meeting underwater?
Yes, he has to go to the Marianas Trench because they decided so, which is very funny because she's like, we met you here and poisoned our lungs by being here.
All the brightness is
Instead
blind.
of just going to the sea parks, like I said. But now you have to come to the Marianas Trench. And it's like, what? Is that them stretching the story? Is that them saying, we have 3 more episodes?
Yeah, because
so
why
next
wouldn't
episode,
this just continue?
So next episode, he goes to the Marianas Trench. Then he has to do some more talking. And then next episode, he does something else.
I suppose, yeah, even though I'm See, this is what I knew would happen. I was the most engaged. I
Yes.
thought it moved along a lot better. I thought the acting was a lot better. I thought all the technical stuff was much better than what we've had from Doctor Who, which isn't saying much.
But everything except premise for me,
Yeah.
way better here.
And the acting's good. I like Barclay. I think he's a little bit inconsistent, but I like him.
Yes. My wife was giggling the whole time. As like every time he would say something silly, she'd be like, haha.
He's the only person here, though.
He's the only character.
Yeah.
Brigadier Lethbridge, Kate Stewart is just doing Kate Stewart shit.
Child is just doing child thing. Ex-wife is ex-wifing.
She gives a little bit of sauce when she's like jealous of Salt despite, because like she'd never seen him. So she's just hearing about, it's to give him something. And it technically, I guess that just makes his character.
Where's her partner? Because we imply that she has a new partner.
Yep. They were
didn't
having a
get
party.
come to the safe house, I guess, the safe hotel. I understand why they dropped 2 at once, because it does feel like just one big episode.
But also, what is 3 going to do? Is 3 going to give me enough? Before final thoughts, Russell T Davies doesn't want us to see this. Like, this is the Doctor Who spin-off that he only wants for England until 2026.
We don't know how it's coming out for us yet, do we?
Just
Officially?
Disney. Yeah, we don't know whether it's weekly. We don't know when in 2026.
It's just going to drop all at once on Disney.
Surely, because it's been pirated to all
Without
hell.
much fanfare, it'll drop all at once.
But like, why would they not release it?
Don't you want us to generate content, Russell?
As far as we know, this was part of the Disney deal because they gave a bunch of money for Doctor Who and then probably like a little $10 extra for this show. It seems like this is still the same amount of partnership.
Yeah.
So why does iPlayer BBC get first dibs and why does Disney get sometime in 2026? Like, that's so broad. Anyone that wants to watch this is either going to pirate it or be very annoyed that they can't watch it. Why would you do that to people? Would you not want it to come out on Disney Plus and BBC, and then you have this mysterious show on BBC that's like The War Between, which was a better title, and then you have like the hand thing, and it looks cool. The trailer's cinematic. That first trailer popped off.
Yeah.
They don't mention Doctor Who. The show barely mentions Doctor Who.
Yeah, we have a direct, I met the Doctor.
We get 2, and then second episode, Kate says, this is like working with the Doctor.
Yeah.
My dad. Sometimes I think we're all your children. But then you would have Doctor Who fans being like, no, check out the show. It's sick. It's not Doctor Who, but it is Doctor Who.
The premise that doesn't have much legs. Well, like, can this go into a season 2? Can this go into a season 3?
Sorry, fish joke.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like,
There's
it's
something that
it's
workshop
thin.
for us.
It's a bit thin.
Oh, Finn.
There you go, yeah.
Because you don't say your TH.
Yeah, exactly. There it works. So. Yeah, it's weird because we've talked about it, but then when you actually break it down, you're like, oh, no, what's happened really, did it? Particularly in episode 2, it felt like it was just in between rounds. Like it was like, cut scene in the courtroom, a little talk, another scene in the courtroom.
And also, like, I'm not gushing over the cinematography, but like we brought it up fairly heavily of how good it looks. But there's big old quotes around that. You compare that to any Apple TV Plus show. Like, you compare it to Pluribus, which I'm about to start watching, but I've only seen clips of. But Pluribus is gorgeous. This compared to Pluribus looks like ass, but this compared to Doctor Who looks good. This show looks good, but it doesn't look any better than like Baby Reindeer, any Netflix original, Girl in the Cabin. Like, it doesn't look better than any of them.
I mean, we aren't watching it in its 4K-ness. We're having to watch in a slightly lower res.
But
which
also, we're watching it through the lens of Doctor Who. I don't think we could objectively come at the show even if we tried.
Yeah, while I was engaged by it, it's all relative. I'm engaged by it when compared to Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who era. But I'm not sitting here going, what's going to happen next week? I'm not theory crafting like I might be in Pluribus. And given that he is, when on record and said, all to generate content, this show isn't necessarily making me think what's going to happen next week. It hasn't exactly got the greatest hook or premise.
No.
I know it's unfair, but is it unfair? Severance, incredible hook.
There's almost no premise here, to be honest. Like, well, there is obviously, like, it's...
What if a Doctor Who problem happened and the Doctor wasn't there?
Yeah, but that's not a hook.
No,
that's not a fish hook.
Yeah, but it's, and like there's a comic book series that I always want to read, Gotham PD. It's like, I think, from what I understand, it's like the police dealing with the C-D grade villains while Batman is busy with the Joker. Like the idea that these villains go, we're going to kick off tonight because the Joker's going off. So it completely makes sense in that world. So I wouldn't have minded like I mean, it's so basic. This is going to sound so basic and shit. But like the Z team of units, like the drop kicks.
Well, that was Torchwood.
Basically, slow horses, but unit.
I'm really keen for you to watch Series 3 of Torchwood because that is much more of a hook.
Okay.
Like, and when we can directly compare those two, you'll be like, oh.
I think its politics are pretty, on the nose.
The problem of the show is, do you want to fix climate change? Yes. We can't do it very quickly, though. We're sorry. A couple of YouTubers were invited to either a premiere.
To watch at least the first 3, probably.
Maybe? Like, I don't know whether they watched the whole thing and whether they were under embargo till tonight, but I don't know.
It's good enough, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't Doctor Who. We don't know what the future of Doctor Who is still.
Oh, actually, that was one thing. Okay. The current leak is that we're doing Endgame for the 2026 Christmas special with as many doctors as possible, is all I've heard. I don't know if it's true,
boring.
But I'll look it up. We'll have a chat maybe after Christmas.
So bring back David Tennant again.
Maybe.
Do you think we're going to get a sound of the TARDIS at the end? At the end of the show, Barclay's got promoted and Kate Fletbridge goes, Doctor wants a word.
Yeah, honestly don't know. But we'll talk about it next time. Thank you very much. And goodbye.